Hey, amazing people. I'm packing because we're moving, but I had so many thoughts come through my mind that I wanted to share them as I pack up and I see things that I haven't seen in a long time or need to throw out or need to cherish more. But I wanted to talk about why sometimes it's difficult for you to love yourself. You know yourself, you know all of the things that you've done, and you might be harboring guilt and shame and regret. But that's when the people of light come to stand in the gap. No soul shall be left behind. I believe that God is going to make sure that all of the souls are collected back and in a better space than they are now, currently. I may not be making sense, but when I just had that thought, no soul left behind. I'm willing to stand in the gap and love you when you can't love yourself. That does not mean I will allow you to abuse me. Sometimes love has to be from what we call afar, meaning you can't be in my physical space because you're trifling and low down and no count and you're not looking at yourself. However, you're not looking at yourself and you're trifling, low down and no count because of the things that you have experienced. Now, that is not an excuse for you to keep on doing what you're doing, but it is definitely the reason. The difference between reason and excuse is reason means this is happening because of this. Excuse is, and that's why I'm doing this. No, you have those feelings. You can be low, you can feel terrible, you can feel sad, alone, ashamed, all of that. But the reason why you're doing the things that the reason why you're doing them may be because of what you've been through, but you can't be excused for it. You got to get it together. You got to find the healing. You have to heal. When you decide to heal all of those hurts, you open yourself up to more. I was talking to a really good friend earlier, and we were talking about why people stay in the darkness and just learn to see in the dark. It's because it don't hurt to keep doing what you're doing. Once you've done it, you got used to it. That shit feel good. Let's stop pretending like sex doesn't feel good. Let's stop pretending like smoking and drinking don't feel good for that moment. But what happens is the dark side gives you this illusion that everything is wonderful. Oh man, you ain't got to worry about him. He better for you. He dicking you down. Or you know what? She got that sweet stuff. That girl you with, your wife. Yeah, she giving you beef. So go ahead and take this side chick because she ain't going to give you much beef because she wants to stay on the side. Oftentimes, side chick stays on the side. Wife gets tired. Wife gets out the way. Side chick moves up a position, but now her position is open. And because Mr. Low Down, no good trifling hasn't dealt with his issues, he just fills that position. And then side chick turn wife is like, how could you do this to me, bitch? How you think he did it to you? The same way he did it to his wife. Same thing with women. You get married, you dog that man out, you walk out on him, you leave him. You think that the boy down the block is better. The boy down the block got 5 baby mamas and ain't taking care of not a child. Perhaps I'm, doing what we do is when we, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not true. It's stereotype. I may be stereotyping, but the gist of it is, the dark side will make everything. You ever been in the club? The strobe light make everybody look good, don't it? That strobe light, like, oh my God, is that Beyonce? Is that, who's a good looking guy to me? Is that Idris? And then the lights come on, you're like, no, that ain't Idris. So the strobe light effect is what the darkness is. The darkness gives you the strobe light effect. When you finally decide that you've had enough, what happens is the darkness gets overwhelmed with its own self. And the light in you peeks over and go, what's going on out there? And the darkness is like, you know what? You can have this. And then the healing wants to begin, but healing hurts. That's what she and I came up with today. Healing hurts. It hurts to look at yourself and say, damn, I'm no good, low down, I'm trifling. It's hard to look at yourself and say that, but until you can do that, that's called accountability. That's not called, don't shame yourself, don't talk to yourself like that. No, take accountability. Soon after the accountability, the next step, change. It's hard. Like another example that people use a lot, and I'll use it too. This is not going to happen to me or you. I'm just using an example. You break your leg. Well, when you break your leg, the pain hurts, right? It hurts. Pain comes, it hurts. But then they set it, and then the real pain happens when you got to learn to walk back on that leg. The pain is in the healing. Healing is painful. However, once you get on the other side, there may be some scar tissue to remind you don't do that again, but you're not hurting anymore, except for you keep going back into the pain. Don't do that. I'm packing up. I just had those thoughts about no soul left behind. I'm going to stand in the gap and love for people who can't love themselves, sending them love. So I sit down in prayer and meditation, and I just say, any soul that is in need of love right now, I got so much love. I am this big old ball of love. I'm shooting it out to you now. I'm sending you that love because I believe in energy and vibration. Sending you all of that love, sending you all of that glory, sending you all of that peace. Now you accept it, and you will know because you'll feel the peace that passes all understanding for a second. And if you over in the strobe light darkness, you look over and go, let me turn this light on to see if this person really look like Beyonce, if this really Idris. And then you go, oh, hell no. And you get your butt out of that club. You get yourself out of the darkness. And you come into the light. And that does not mean when you get into the light that people are going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're back. They may be like, you trifling, you low down, you no count. And it's okay. What other people think about you ain't none of your business. They can think it all day, every day. It's what you think about yourself. It's how you live your life. So when you get up, when you decide I'm no longer going to be in this darkness, I'm no longer going to allow the strobe light to get me, I'm going to take this energy that Tracy and other people who stand in the gap, who say no soul left behind, they send me that love, they send me that energy, they send it to me. I'm going to hold on to it. And I know this healing is going to hurt, but I did all this stuff. So now it's time for me to pay the piper. And the piper comes to everybody. Anywho, I just want to say that I need to get back to putting all this stuff up. But I'm so excited for this new move. Love you guys.